Hey, this is Rosemary from Lily's Well. Every week I share with you great tips for a healthier body, mind, and soul. This month or this week is a very special week for me because I'm celebrating my 2-year anniversary in Ghana. I made this move about 2 years ago, so 2013, end of October, and it really has changed my life. And I get lots of questions about it, so about why I moved, how I did it, and how long I'm here for. So I thought I'd answer those questions online so all of you can see it, and if you have any questions then you can keep asking them in the comment box below. So basically the most frequently asked question is, why did you move to Ghana? And I mostly answer that by why not? Why not in the sense that I've always loved traveling, and I was born and raised in Europe, born in Germany, raised in Belgium, and I've lived there my entire life. Most people that I know in Belgium were born and raised in the same city and went to school there, and I've always thought that that was a boring life, to just be in the same spot your entire life. And I always knew I would want to travel and live elsewhere. So when I had this feeling of moving outside, first I did my internship when I was in university in Berlin, and I had plans to move to Berlin. For some reason it didn't happen, and so when I had this feeling again, this travel bug that hit me, that I wanted to go to Ghana, I had this conversation with my brother, and he was very supportive and said, why not? He had also just made a move to Ghana from his work in the States, and I wouldn't be alone at least. So I thought about it, discussed it with family and friends, resigned my job in 6 weeks. My life had been turned upside down, and my new life was going to happen for me in Ghana. Well, that's basically why I did that, for the fun of it, for the adventure, for the fact that living 2 or 3 or 5 or 10 years elsewhere in your life, in a whole lifetime, wouldn't mean anything, and at least I'll have nice stories to tell my kids. The second most frequently asked question is, how did you do that? Moving to a country that you don't know. Yes, your roots are there because your parents are both from there, but you never lived there, you don't have any friends there, family that you know are quite distant family, you don't have any specific link with them. How are you going to survive in this strange country? And I always thought of myself as somebody that easily adapts and makes friends easily, and I thought that was actually a challenge. I thought that would be something nice. So how I did that is I just made the decision that I would move, and my fear was that to resign, because I loved my job in Belgium and I loved my colleagues, I loved what I was doing, and I didn't really have a reason to leave my job or my life in Belgium. But when I explained to my HR, she was very supportive and said that you're young, you don't have any kids, you're not married, why not now? Because if you're ever going to make such a big move in your life, this is the right time to do so. So my friends were also very supportive. They thought that it was a great opportunity. Whether I did it for a year or 2, it would stand nice on my CV. At least that's what everybody said. At least you can say that you went out, outside of Europe to work. And my mom was very proud of me that I was making this move to a country that is mine, but that I know very little of. So it was nice. I moved half of my stuff when I was moving, so I had stuff put in a container, and I moved in with my brother. And I think one of the important things that you need to be sure to have is a job or an occupation, a place to live, and if you can, a car, means of transportation. So those things were covered for me because I was moving and I knew that I had something to do. My brother had just opened up a restaurant, but he had another job and needed a manager. And in the meantime, before he gets a manager, if I really wanted to move down, that would have been a great opportunity for me to just get busy, meet people, and help him out. So I took on that job as a general manager, and I had a place to live because I was living with him, and I had a car. So these are the 3 things that can make or break the whole move thing. I think that's what is holding a lot of people back. They tend to say they want to come back. They come for 2 months, 3 months, then they get frustrated and they leave. I didn't go through that. So for me I didn't know what to expect. I just said I'm moving, and I did. And I was just, my ticket was, my return flight was a year from that time I booked it. Actually 6 months from the time I first booked it. So I made the move, and a week after I arrived in Ghana, I started working. So I didn't have this whole time to just relax. I got here end of October, and by the 1st or 3rd of November, I was on the work floor and working about 12 to 14 hours a day, which kept me very busy. I met lots of people. And another thing that I would say as a great tip is people ask me, how did you find a job? In my case, I said it was through my brother, because I just came to help out on a family business. But a lot of people can look on the internet. That's what I had been doing before I spoke with my brother about my move. So on the internet, but I don't find that to be very useful. I think the best thing to do is actually to come down and network and meet people and present yourself. Even though there's no sign of these companies looking for somebody, you can just send your CV, call, and find out if you can get an appointment. The job that I'm currently doing, I found that through networking. So it was one of our Belgian beer suppliers at the restaurants that invited me to a Belgian party. And at the Belgian party, I met an MD who was a Belgian for another company that happened to be a client of my current, the company I work for. And so really, by meeting people, you can just let them know, okay, I'm looking for a job, these are my expertise, this is what I'm good at, and then you can be introduced. And if you send your CV and it fits, then you could get a job, or you can get an interview, and so on. So I would say in Ghana, just as in Asia probably, or in the Middle East, it's a lot more about who you know and not what you know, but really who you know. So it's really important to, when you move, to not stay in your own corner and always hang around the people you know. You really need to get out there and meet different people. And then I think you also need to commit for a minimum period of time. A lot of people just come and go, as I say. They come for 3 months, 6 months, then they leave. They do another 4 months away, then they come back. You will never get used to it, and then you always be in between. Also, you keep comparing. Yes, but it's not like this where I come from, blah, blah, blah. So I think the best thing to do is, when you do decide to move down, you need to tell yourself that you would commit yourself to Ghana at least for a minimum period of 2 years. I think being here 2 years would allow you to just settle. It takes a little while to get used to the system here, whether it's the power cuts or there's so many other things that can frustrate you, but there are also so many beautiful things about the country. And in 2 years, you'll be able to make, start building a life for yourself. And I can say that after 2 years, I'm very happy here. I'm happy about the move. I don't regret anything. I finally have a place that I can call home, my own place. I have a job that I love. I'm making friends, and I'm really starting to build a life for myself here. Yes, I still miss Belgium. Yes, I still miss my friends, but I can go back on holidays whenever. I try to go once a year, but as time will come, I won't probably be going back to Belgium, but then I can go to other countries, and my friends will come and visit. I've already had my first friends that came to visit this year, and it's really a nice feeling to welcome people in a place that you can call home. So as I would say, so just make the decision, look for a job or an occupation that pays if you don't have a place to stay, because you need to pay very high rent. So if you don't have a job, then make sure you have enough savings to last for a year without having to work. If you have enough money, then look for a place to rent that you can maybe rent with other people. Make sure you have transportation or something that you can share with somebody else. There are lots of expat and volunteers coming to Ghana, people coming for job opportunities. They would love to have a place that they can rent with somebody else. So all these information it's available. When you come down, they're great groups, expat groups, returnee groups. And so if you have any questions and you're planning to move, you can definitely hit me up by mail. My comments in the comment box, or I have in the description box all my details. You can send me an email and I will make sure to reply you. So make sure you have a place to stay, a job, transportation, and commit for a minimum years of 2 or 3 years. That's all I would say. So if you have made such a big move, or you're planning to do so, and you have tips or questions to share, please do so. See you next week. Bye.